right tools for the right job. I think better na magkaroon ka proper vendor.
Yeah. I've used the 2 blocks of wood technique for a long time. I don't even have experience yung DIY na bender. I'll post up a video. I keep saying I'll do a video, but I never get a chance to do a video. But then I have a few PSU covers that are lined up to be made. I will post that video. My acrylic bender is just a heat gun, the same as you. There's a trick there that probably you missed. That's why. But yeah, my method is not the easiest because the easiest is always with the bender. Pero based on what you guys see, my bends are always perfect because there's a certain way I do it when I bend it that's coming from hundreds of pesos worth of trial and error, thousands of pesos worth of wasted acrylic. Yeah, just to get a perfect to get a perfect bend. I'll post a video on that for everyone very soon.
Please do.
Yes.
We'll look out for that. Well, as for me, I just have a couple. I got creating the fan screw holes. I missed this a lot. Maybe because I'm not using the right drill bit as well. I just recently found out about this drill bit that doesn't dance around. And what I did before was use a concrete nail, turn it into something like a center punch, create the initial small hole, then drill away. And another one for me is cutting. Pag nagpuputol kasi, hindi rin steady yung kamay ko. So, manginig. Lalo na pagka yung jigsaw sa bakal o jigsaw sa acrylic. So, sineset ko siya sa mababang speed para nakokontrol ko yung makina. Anong nangyayari naman, naiinip ako. So, minsan, sa kada hindi ako tumitingin, bumabalik ko na pala. So, I mean, that's fucked up pagbalik ko dahil ang ending, it's either sobra, which is okay pa rin, ang masama is yung kulang. Dahil kukuha ka ng panibagong material. Kulang. And one thing that I learned from the zoo, measure twice, cut once, and sneak up on it anyway. That's a good rule. Yeah, having more than once. Yeah.
Pwede bang I'll add this up about cutting.
Yeah, sure.
It's just a small tip, but it's like a standard thing when you're cutting something. Huwag kayong magka-cut dun mismo sa line na ginuhit nyo dun sa material. Cut outside the line. And then just file it down to the line that you drew in. Kasi pagka nag-cut kayo mismo dun sa line na dinrawing ninyo or dun sa line dun sa material, magiging kulang yun. Kasi yung halimbawa, let's say you're using a jigsaw, yung blade ng jigsaw, meron ding thickness yun eh. So pagka nag-cut ka mismo dun sa line mo, kulang na yung line mo. So mabibitin. Advice.
Sa labas lagi ang putol. Na-miss ko yun. Ganun niya rin. Kasi in-expect ko na rin na at some point babalik ko ako, so doon na ako sa labas.
Tama.
Actually, for me, kapag nagka-cut ako, nag-measure ako, meron akong dalawang guhit.
Let's say,
ang kailangan ko is 20mm. Dalawang guhit ko, yung isa exactong 20mm, yung isa 20.1 or 20.2. So, doon ako nagka-cut sa 20.2 para at least alam ko kung hanggang saan ko siya ipafile. So, something na ganun.
Okay. Sama. Dalawang guhit, pwede rin.
Basta wag ka lang magkakamali ng first cut mo kasi pag nagkakamali ka ng first cut, alam mo na. Alam mo na mangyayari.
Gumamit ka nga ng 2 lines, doon ka pa rin sa inside line mo ng
So, yun lang. Pagka nagputol, mas maigi ng sumobra kaysa kumulang.
Tama.
Wala nang paraan yung kulang kundi umulit. Or cover it up with something.
Or make it bigger. Yeah, I've tried that so many times. You know, the only way I could cope up with those crooked lines is to make the hole bigger, and then all of a sudden you realize you don't have enough space for screws anymore kasi the windows are too big. Yeah. You guys probably talked about everything else. The only thing that we probably should talk about also is the attitude towards a specific project. I don't know. I keep constantly saying this to everyone I talk to. You just have to have the right will to finish something, Because if tinatamad ka, and then you have a project that you have to finish for a client or for a commission build for a sponsor, and then you really don't like what you're doing, you're really gonna get poor results. Seriously. One example of one major fuck up I did was for a big client last year. I just don't want to mention any names or don't want to mention any specific builds, but I hated it. It's like the moment I got the idea from the guy, I hated it. It's like, it's so stupid. It's like, I really did not want to do it. But then I kept trying to sway his decision just to say, okay, why don't we just do it freestyle, because I'm more comfortable with freestyle, and this and that. And then he kept saying, no, I just want the specific theme for a specific game. Yeah. So I was like, oh my god, seriously? And then it's a game I don't play.
Wow.
If he asked me something about Mario, I'd probably, in a heartbeat, I'd come up with something. But it was a game I didn't play. I didn't know anyone. I didn't know any characters from that game. So it was extra hard for me to execute. And then the time frame was, a little bit up to neck. So yeah, the execution wasn't really to par with what I usually put out. Now I consider that a really big fuck up. Now that person, unfortunately, talked about that build to other people. Because di pulido and this and that, and then, so I'm getting a bad rap in that area of the world. In that area of the Philippines, because the work I put out on that specific build sucked. Because I admit myself, it sucked because I didn't like to do it. It's my attitude towards building that was not my normal attitude. I wasn't as excited. I wasn't as hyped as I normally am when a customer says, can you just give me a red and black theme or a black and white theme or something that that has to do with the Asus or MSI brand or something like that, which is something really in my ballpark that I could do. He asked me to build something that I had no idea about. So that was like one of the most horrible fuck-ups I've ever had. And I'm still suffering from that until now, man. Really, seriously, because that area of the Philippines is so hardcore with modding, and then I kind of established myself as a modder, and then I put my first type of work there, and then for them to see personally, and it sucked. And then it's like, oh shit, it's like I really didn't, because I don't blame anything apart from my attitude, really, because my attitude towards that build wasn't there. I hated it. I didn't want it. I didn't like the color scheme he wanted. I didn't like the game he wanted me to build under. But so hey, who cares? What's done is done. So my redemption was supposed to be recently. Was supposed to be for recently, with MCE. I was supposed to send a build praises. That was supposed to be my retribution to show, okay, this is real. This is this is me. This is how I really work. This is my work. This, the last thing this dude talked about, or my client talked about, is not JP modified at all. Yeah. So I really wanted to, redeem myself from that, fiasco last year. But yeah. So, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. So maybe there's it's probably not meant to be to have my area of fans in that specific area of the Philippines. We'll just leave that to Pops Dui and
Dui's there, right? Yeah.
Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't have accepted that. But when you need money, right?
So, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Instead of me just going out there and dealing drugs or something like that, it would have been a lesser evil for me to just freaking accept that project, even though I really honestly didn't like that project at all.
We have bills to pay.
But I had bills to pay, so hey,
it's reality.
So at least I didn't steal anything. I wasn't a customer satisfaction guaranteed kind of gig, but at least I didn't steal anything. It's like, it won't be the first time in the world we got disappointed about something we bought, diba? So fuck it. What's done is done. I've learned to move on with my life. But that experience gave me nightmares, dude. I was like thinking, okay, shit, what am I gonna do now? What, I've gotten so far, and then I'm just to crash like that. So yeah, would have been my opportunity to redeem myself the past few days, but unfortunately, things didn't pan out like I wanted to. So good, that's all.
So that's it for our list of project fuck-ups. We have sanding, cutting, measuring, the right tools for the job, the correct speed of blades of your rotary tools for certain materials.
If you guys want to talk about speed of the rotary tool now, there's no specific speed I work with, just as long as it's fast or strong to cut, it's fine. But yeah, there is that melting issue. But again, never dry metal. Never work with dry contact. Metal to plastic is definitely not gonna work. So you need to lubricate it. You really need to lubricate it. You gotta soak that piece of acrylic, even with that paper. You gotta soak that with some sort of lubricant, like oil, like
Oil.
Vaseline,
EY.
or water. Just you gotta lubricate that because it's metal plus plastic and speed and heat.
Disaster.
It's never gonna work.
The
never gonna work.
friction, of course, will produce too much heat.
So
Will melt
just
all of a sudden.
lubricate
Well-
all the time. Lubricate.
It depends too. I mean, if you're using power tools, I won't recommend using like water as your
No, I do.
I mean,
Oh yeah. Well,
it's
apart from water. Apart from water.
You'll get
Yeah, I take
electrocuted.
back water. I take back water. But yeah, oil. Yeah, oil and something like
Oil.
that.
Your vegetable oil. Pwede
cooking
na.
oil, or kung merong nagbebenta ng kwek-kwek dyan sa inyo, hingi ka ng konting
Yeah.
oil dun sa deep fryer niya, then you can use that.
There's also some lubricants available 24 hours sa mga 7-Eleven or mga select, you'll do. So just in case you're modding, you run out of oil, don't worry. You can find you can find those.
There's
lubricants.
always a way.
No, at least you have an excuse.
Yeah, right.
I mean, if the clerk asks, what are you going to do about this? You just go tell them, I'm modding. I'm going to use it to cut something. I need something to lubricate the material. So
You can do the guilty approach, or you just say, hi, I'm about to mod something. I need to cut acrylic, but I was wondering if that lubricant would work.
Ran out of baby oil, so
as opposed to trying to explain what you're doing. Yeah, so
grab
yeah.
it
So
and go.
what's important is, regardless of what we do, we have to always find ways to improve, because one of the things or the principles I always say to myself, I always stick to my whole life, all aspects of life, is you're an idiot. Okay, quote me on this. You're an total absolute moron or an idiot if you think that you doing the same thing will get you different results. Will work, will work. No, it won't. Okay, so what's important is, you really cannot expect to do the same thing and expect different results each time. No, it does not work that way. You have to learn. You just have to learn from all the fuck ups you do or you make. So that's the only way to improve. You have to mess up.
You mess it up, you learn from it, you try something else or a different method.
a better way to
Then
do it.
That's how you're gonna get a different result. So, yep.
Yeah. Agree
So
ako doon
I
kasi
guess that summarizes our list of project fuck-ups plus some tips on how we can avoid them. That's all. All right. On the next episode of Modfornabs PC Modding Podcast, we'll touch on something very important, not only for aspiring modders, but those who've already finished some builds and are aiming to work with highly recognized brands in the PC hardware industry. We'll be discussing sponsorship, so click subscribe now.